Good morning and happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We're on John chapter 8, and the title is A Woman Caught in the Act of Adultery. And let's see what Jesus says about that. Jesus returned to the Mount of Olives, but early the next morning, he was back again at the temple. A crowd soon gathered, and he sat down and taught them. So as he was speaking, the teachers of the religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. They put her in front of the crowd. "Teacher," they said to Jesus, "this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says to stone her. What do you say?" Ooh. They were trying to trap him into saying something he could use against him. But Jesus stood down and wrote in the dust with his finger. They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, "All right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone." Then he stooped down again and wrote in the dust. Sometimes people are trying to trap. They're trying to trap Jesus, so they might have something. They couldn't find nothing against Jesus. And so they're looking for things to trap him. He had some haters. They were jealous over him. And they brought him a woman who was caught in the act of adultery. Well, it's interesting. They didn't bring the man. They just brought the woman. Because if you're committing adultery, usually there has to be a man there too. And they said, the law says to stone her, but what do you say? See how the devil is? And Jesus, he stood down and he starts writing in the ground. And they were demanding, "You tell us, come on, tell us. What would you do? What would you do?" So they're like hating on Jesus. And a lot of people, the commentaries say that he was writing down their sins. Some of them say that. We don't know. It's speculation, but he was writing in the sand. He wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, being with the oldest, until only Jesus left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. And you know why they started to leave one by one? Because they felt guilty. It started with the oldest, because if you've been the older you get, the more you realize that you don't have it all together. You're a sinner. When you're young, you think you never did nothing wrong, but as you get older, you realize that for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God.